What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. This one is from Kino Lorber, and it's on Blu-ray from them. It is Roy Colt and Winchester Jack. This is a story about these two guys, Roy Colt and Winchester Jack. They're friends, kind of frenemies, I guess would be a better way to put it. They're both outlaws. They both, get up to no good. They like to rob and chase and get into shootouts and all that kind of stuff. They have so much in common, yet they can never trust each other. They're constantly trying to one up each other and outdo each other and pull one over on each other. So no matter what happens, even if the situation is perfectly fine, they're going to find a way to goof it up. In this case, one of them ends up kind of getting involved with this Indian girl who is all too willing to put out to him if he's willing to A, pay her, or B, marry her, and he doesn't want to marry her, so she keeps track of how much money he owes her over the course of the movie. The other guy is out trying to find this hidden gold, track down this treasure map. Eventually, circumstances bring them together. On more than one occasion, they inevitably end up, screwing each other over, and so they end up separating again. Then things turn into like a stagecoach robbery, and eventually they realize maybe we should team up to find this guy, the Reverend, who has the treasure map, and we can find the gold. And the movie is just kind of what happens as they keep getting into all this trouble and turning on each other. It's like even if they find the gold, like even though it's enough money for both of them to live well, like are they really going to be able to agree on how much, agree on a 50-50 split? The movie is fine. I think a lot of the attention that it gets is because it was directed by Mario Bava, but this is a comedic western, so this is not at all in Bava's normal wheelhouse. Although he did make some other western movies. This movie's fine. It's kind of an early spaghetti western, but it's also like kind of a spoof on the spaghetti western. So it's okay. It has a lot of the normal conventions of a western, so you can watch it and just kind of have fun watching the shootouts and the robberies and the tough guy talk and all that kind of stuff. But then it also has some goofy, comedic moments where they play off the, kind of cliches that had already developed in the genre. I had fun with it. I don't know that it's one that I'll revisit often. I think if you're here because of Bava, you might be a little bit let down because it seems like this is maybe one that he took as just kind of a paycheck kind of a job. It doesn't have a lot of style. It doesn't have a lot of presence. It certainly doesn't have a lot of his signature elements in it. But, if you're a Bava completist, you might as well check it out, right? The performances are fine, but they're nothing special. I think if they would have had more charismatic leads, like Franco Nero in this, would have been ridiculous, but super fun to watch. But the guys that are in there, I'm sorry, I can't remember what their names are. Brett Halsey and Charles Southwood. I mean, I've seen these guys in other movies, and they were fine, but they're just not really, like, charismatic and charming enough to pull these roles off. But it still holds up. It's still fine. It's just not a great. It's neither a great western nor a great like spoof western. But it's a solid watch, and it's a decently fun movie. The Blu-ray's from Kino Lorber. It's got a new 2K scan from the original negative. It's got the Italian soundtrack with optional subtitles. It also has a partial English language track, but it takes a while for it to get started. I don't know what happened. Why everything just went like completely red, but anyway, I don't know. It has a commentary track by Tim Lucas, who is an expert on Mario Bava. It is one of the most boring tracks I've ever heard. It has very little insight about this movie. It's basically him listing the movies that other people have starred in and giving a rundown of the genre or, the state of Italian filmmaking. I don't know why commentaries like this exist. It offers no value to the release, and it's just kind of junk. I hope that in the future, if they're going to keep bringing in people that don't have firsthand knowledge of the production, I hope they are at least like stay focused on this movie and not just the generic bunch of stuff anybody could find on Wikipedia. I know that sounds petty, but I've heard so many of these tracks from people that are not involved in the movie, and they just so very rarely have any worthwhile information. So even if you get this, and even if you're a huge Bava fan, you can skip Tim Lucas's commentary track. His books are great. This commentary track just not worth listening to. That's my review of Roy Colt and Winchester Jack. I hope you liked it. If not, whatever. That's okay too. If you like it, please do check out my website, markfusion.com. I've got a lot of other horror exploitation, spaghetti western, regular westerns, best westerns, all kinds of stuff like that. as well as all kinds of genre films, video games, all kinds of stuff. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at Mark Fusion. You can follow me there, make recommendations, see what I've got coming up next. And if you like these videos, please do drop a sub. YouTube's weird behavior lately makes it hard to count on anything. So definitely, if you like these videos, give me a sub so that I can point to that when I try to grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I do greatly appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you soon.